Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Araba Kumsin. Well, we thought we had had the end of pink sheets after the contentious 2012 election petition, but they've come up again. And once again, it is the opposition New Patriotic Party that is raising red flags about the pink sheets. The party is raising concerns about security breaches in the printing of the sheets, and they were scheduled to address a news conference a short while ago. That has been cancelled. Our checks reveal that they are heading to the Electoral Commission. We'll be bringing you updates on that. But let's talk about what these pink sheets mean and why it's so important during the polls. I'm joined in the studio by my colleague Raymond Aqua for more on this. Hi, Raymond.
Thank you.
So tell me, what role does the pink sheets play in the polls?
Okay, so the pink sheet, actual name is the Declaration of Poll and Statement of Records at the polling station. So it's the primary record document for everything that will happen at the polling station. Beginning of day, you record the number of ballot papers you have, the actual number of people on the voters register, and the verification code for even the verification machine. When you do that, there's a second slate where you record the actual results. So spot ballot, which is rejected first, then also you move on to the valid votes, the total, the percentages. You do all and record that. Then it's a form, so it has duplicates, which you actually take out and give it to the party agents. Then the presiding officer will take the rest of the form together with the ballot materials to the collation center. So the primary data for every polling station, who won the election there, who had the highest number of votes, what were the incidents, even on the grounds there, are all recorded on this particular pink sheet.
Right. Now, they were, a subject of discussion, if I may say, during the election petition in 2012, 2013. Now, tell us, just remind us, bring us back to why they became such an important issue during the court case.
Because the MPP presented 11,000 of them for different polling stations to make a case that this pink sheet, for example, was not signed. This pink sheet had a difficulty with the kind of way it was filled by the people who were supposed to fill it. And this pink sheet also cannot be used or accepted as the official records for the elections in that particular constituent because there were breaches that were actually subjected to. The court finally said that...
What sort of breaches?
For example, if you were supposed to sign the pink sheet, which is the only way to show that me, the presiding officer, says these are the records on the grounds for this particular polling station, and I did not sign it. They consider that to be a breach, which made the pink sheet useless. So the vote from that particular polling station should then be disregarded. So that is what they said about that. The other thing they said was that if I put names or numbers on the pink sheet and the number did not correspond with the figures, as in the alphabets in this particular case, there is a way you have to reject that. It cannot be credible. Which one do you take more serious?
Okay.
They asked all of these things to be straightened out. But the court had a ruling which later on gave a recommendation that reform the pink sheet, make it simpler, make it more understandable to even the presiding officer, and make sure that they know how to fill it and do it properly, because this particular primary record is what should determine elections on the grounds there. So it is the background that the pink sheet is the most important document at any polling station. Indeed, that declares results at the lower level. That is why it is very important, and that's why there's controversy over how it is printed, who gets to see the printing mode and the format even of the particular sheet.
All right, thank you very much for that insight on the pink sheets. And let's get on the lines and speak to Joy News' Ernest Menu. He was at that press conference, which is now cancelled, we hear, by the MPP. Ernest, did the party give any reasons for cancelling this press conference, which they were going to raise, their concerns about security breaches with the printing of the pink sheets?
Well, Araba, unfortunately, the party did not give us any reason for which the press conference cancelled. However, we have been speaking. So I've been speaking to Kofi Japan, who has been speaking with the media on this very press conference, and he tells me that the party has been called into a meeting with the Electoral Commission. And so just before we left the premises of the NTP, we saw the party acting chairman of the party, Freddie Blake, and also the acting general secretary, John Boedu, leave the premises together with some top officials of the NTP to the offices of the Electoral Commission. And we understand that their understanding is that it's going to be a protracted meeting. And so wouldn't be fair to keep the media waiting. And whatever that transpires at this very meeting is what will inform their next line of action. And they'll communicate subsequently, Araba.
Very well. Thank you very much, NS Mene, with that update. And we will be getting some reactions from the Electoral Commission as well as the MPP on this issue in our subsequent bulletins. But as we indicated earlier, the Commission has started printing presidential ballot papers for the 2016 elections. The action has come after it resolved its issues with political parties whose flag bearers were initially disqualified from contesting the polls due to anomalies on their nomination forms. Well, last month, the Commission began printing parliamentary ballots. Here's Deputy Head of Communications for the EC, Yusuf Ayuba.
The notice of poll for presidential is ready. We've started dispatching them to the region. So that for presidential is ready. Likewise, the parliamentary, which was ready long time, and it's even been posted by long time. It's posting been long time, and it's even been posted by long time. It's posting been long time, and it's even been.
We do apologize for that technical glitch, but there was near clash between supporters of the governing NDC and opposition MPP today at Manya Krobo in the eastern region, the home region of MPP flag bearer Nana Akufo-Addo, who is today taking his campaign there after he wrapped up his Bono Ahafo tour. His arrival was met with protests by supporters there in Krobo who were demonstrating against the MP for Ibuakwa North, Samuel Atachia, over his stance against the siting of the University of Environment and Sustainable Development at Somanya in the region. Let's get more from correspondent Kofi Siao, who joins us on the line. Hello, Kofi.
Hello, Araba.
So what are they saying the MP has done, for which reason they hit the road to protest?
Well, Araba, you know, some time ago this year, I think it's somewhere in February this year, the MP for Ebuakwa South, Samuel Atachia, was said to have made some pronouncement about the siting of the university in the eastern region. And according to the NP, the siting of the university in Somanya is a misplaced priority. According to him, the university was supposed to be sited somewhere in Koforidua or on Anakim land, so that the reasons he's giving is that the population over there and the landmark in that area is very large than that of the Kobo area. So it was very plausible for the government to site the university in these two areas, but the government did not do it. So he raised some concerns about it. Now, the residents in the area who heard about this said they are not satisfied with the comment from the MP. So now the MPP flag bearer, Nana Akufo-Addo, who is touring the eastern region, they have heard about it, so they decided to demonstrate against the MP, and they want the MPP flag bearer to state his position on the comment made by the NPP MP. So today they demonstrated from Nyuaso in the Oduma-Krobo area and presented the petition to the paramount chief of the area. But before the presentation of the petition, some members supposed to be believed to be members of the NPP met them in front of the paramount chief palace, and they actually said they are not going to allow the demonstrators to send a petition to the paramount chief of the area. According to them, they are disgracing the school, and that is their reason.
Mm. Were there any casualties at all when the two supporters clashed earlier today?
No, you know, the police were timely in their intervention. The police sensed danger, and they had to go there very early to ensure that nobody disturbs the peace in the area.
All right, many thanks. Kofi Sian is our Eastern Regional correspondent. Well, it appears the MPP flag bearer is not faced by the protests as he campaigns in the Ayensuano constituency in the Eastern region. Maxwell Kudoko of our sister station, Adom FM, is following the MPP leader as he campaigns in the region, and he joins us on the line now. Maxwell, very quickly, did Nene Akufo-Addo make any reference to the protest that heralded his visit to the region?
Hello, Arwa.
Hello, Maxwell. I was asking whether Nene Akufo-Addo has made any reference to the protest ahead of his visit to the region.
The line is very faint, but if I'm hearing you right, you just want to find out what Nana has to say, correct?
Very well. Go ahead.
Well, he's been talking about his plans for the country. If the people of Ghana gives him the mandate. Presently, we are at Dukum constituency, where he's now addressing the residents of especially in Edukum. Proud to hear he visited the chief's palace, where he had some chat with the chiefs and people of Edukum before he came out to address Nana Akufo-Addo says that he is committed to education, and for that matter, the promise or the pledge to ensure free secondary education to hosts, and that is going to ensure that that promise comes to pass. He indicated that there are a lot of people in this country who did not have the opportunity to have formal education. So when he has the mandate to govern, he's going to intensify the adult education to capture many adults who did not have the opportunity to learn from the classroom. He's also been talking about the fact that the FPP introduced Maslow, but presently John Dramani Mahama, the president of the NDC, has virtually collapsed the Maslow. So when they come, they will invest more capital in Maslow and ensure that 30% of the Maslow fund is allocated to people who are educated.
Yadi asaya manifesto mo se Maslow ka yadi ba no afi ba becha 50% Maslow kuno will be devoted to women and their businesses. What is also ba be boa na hodin ka aba manifesto. Enti Mesiano mo ba boa me na Ghana beje ma preso the premier say na me preso afi me mboa me mo pia me na me ko beja no so e ko ye adwuma papa ma o ma no na ma no kofu.
Now, let's turn our attention on the Volta region, which is most often referred to as the World Bank of the governing NDC. Quite a lot has been happening there today in terms of politicking and campaigning for votes. The National Democratic Party, which broke away from the NDC and which is led by former First Lady, is also in the region. Shortly, we'll hear from that party. But today, the NDC has been addressing a news conference there. Let's hear from Deputy National Secretary Koku Anyidaho, who addressed that news conference.
Region are very unique. Unique in the sense that everybody sees his or a fellow Portalian as his or a keeper, hence the Lebron syndrome. History has it that the Evers in the Volta region are escapees from tyranny of a wicked king in Dahomey after long years of political servitude. It is believed that the escape was successful because of the strong sense of solidarity exhibited by all. These beliefs have continued to permeate the fibre of our existence. Till today, the Voltarians see themselves as people of the same faith, origin, as fellow slaves. As fellow slaves, who need each other's protection for survival. Hence, the inward-looking attitude. Hence, the inward-looking attitude.
Well, the NDP is making sure that they capitalize on the popularity of the former First Lady Nana Akufo-Addo Rawlings, whose husband, former President Jerry Rawlings, hails from the region, in the hearts and minds of the people there. Now we can hear from National Youth Organizer of the party, David Sonu.
Not long from now, actually specifically on Wednesday, the flag bearer of the NDP, Nana Akufo-Addo Rawlings, will storm the Volta region, and she will be introducing the parliamentary candidates in the various constituencies in the region. We will have massive rallies in the various constituencies where we have parliamentary candidates. When the Volta region is done, we'll announce the next region that our flag bearer will be moving to. What it is really is that our flag bearer is one person who has been in constant touch with the electorate every single day. So all that is going to be done is for her to remind the electorate, the people that she has been in touch with, that she is still in the race, and give them the final message. So we, even though we have lost a lot of time, which is unfortunate, are confident that we'll be able to cover the whole country and sell out the message of our flag bearer so that the NDP would come out victorious at the end of this year's election. The NDP is focused on the whole of this country, and I must say that we don't use the regular strategies of the other political parties. The NDP is a grassroots party seeking to retain power.
Now to the, I beg your pardon, to the Progressive People's Party, whose presidential candidate, Dr. Papa Kwesi Indum, has just wrapped up his campaign of the Central Region, where, among others, he addressed students of the University of Cape Coast, saying, among others, that he will give meaning to the fight against corruption by appointing an independent prosecutor.
Just like today there is one man who took more than 50 million Ghana cedis of our money. Even the Supreme Court has said, take our money back from this man. But the Attorney General says she can't. Why can't she? Why can't she? If we had an independent prosecutor's office, the people who are taking our monies left and right, they will know that if they do that, they will be taken to wherever they need to go to answer. We'll take our monies back, and whatever punishment needs to be given to them will be given to them. Then everybody will know that you don't touch Ghana's money, you don't waste Ghana's money, you don't engage in corrupt acts anywhere, and we will have the money we need for the development of our country. So we need PPP members.
Now, are women better when it comes to mediating in disputes? The general consensus is yes, they are. And with 21 days to the December polls, a group of eminent women who have come together believe women have extra skills that come in handy in mediation and dispute resolution processes. The group, aptly named Women's Situation Room Ghana, is deploying 120 focal persons to 96 key hotspots across the 10 regions in the country to monitor and report threats and incidents of violence in order to facilitate swift dispute resolution before, during, and after the 2016 elections. It includes the director of the Domestic Violence and Victim Support Unit of the Ghana Police Service and the world-famous author Ama Ata Edru. Here is Adjoa Bame, who is National Coordinator for Women's Situation Room Ghana.
What we have launched today, we are calling the early warning and the early response mechanism, which is what we are explaining, that we know that there are warning signs on the ground, things that are happening that can suggest that there can be violence during the elections. And we are putting the system in place. So we have 96 focal hotspots that we have kind of developed. And that we develop through synchronizing the various hotspots that all the stakeholders have. The EC have theirs, the police have theirs. Because we cannot cover the whole, all of the hotspots, we have synchronized and have identified 96 of those hotspots. And for those hotspots, we have trained 120 individuals who we have assigned to those spots. So they are watching.
Train, what do you mean?
We've actually taken them through training. So
now it's time for voting school, and on election day, your vote will be one of the millions set to determine who becomes the next member of parliament or president. But that vote must be counted, and the law specifies who should be present during this crucial exercise. There's more in today's edition of The Voting School. And that's how we end the show today. Remember, you can watch the program on YouTube if you didn't catch the live broadcast here on Joy News. Join us same time tomorrow. I'm Arba Kumsin.